Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about classes and objects in Python. So Python supports OOPS concepts. Okay, so those are class, object, inheritance and data hiding. Okay, so what is a class? Class is nothing but it is a collection of similar objects and does not exist physically. Okay, so class is a blueprint for creating objects. Okay, so for example, class is a blueprint. What is an object? Object is a any real world entity. For example, I am taking house is one object. House is one object. So what is a class? Class is a blueprint. Okay. So class is a blueprint. Blueprint is nothing but design. Okay. So here object is a house. So for creating objects we need to use classes. Classes are blueprint, object is one house. For creating one house we use blueprint. Okay, so class is a blueprint for creating objects. The entire set of same data and methods grouped together is known as class. So we all know class is a blueprint which contains collection of variables and methods. Okay, so class is a blueprint which contains collection of variables and methods. The class can be defined by using class keyword. So if you want to define one class in Python, you need to use class keyword. Class is a keyword which is used to create class. So inside class it contains variables and methods. Okay, so class represents the properties, attributes and actions of an object. Okay, so class is used to represent properties and behavior, action of object. So class normally contains variables and methods. So variables are nothing but properties and methods are nothing but actions. So class represents the variables and methods of an object. Okay, examples. So here mango, orange, apples are the object. So these are similar type of objects. These all objects comes in one class, that is fruit class. Yes, so class contains similar objects, collection of similar objects. Next, red, yellow, violet. So these are all colors. So here these are all objects come under class, sorry, color class. Here not object, here color class. Okay, next, parrot, peacock, pigeon are objects. So these are all under bird class. Okay, so whatever the bird have properties, so the birds can fly. Okay, so those properties are applicable to parrot, pigeon and peacock. Yes, so the fruit contain properties also. Those properties, the fruit contains some color, the fruit contains some taste. Okay, so those properties are applicable to mango, orange, apples because these are all under one group. Okay, so next let's see. So what is the importance of class? What is the importance of object? Okay, so here first you need to create one class. So class consists class and class name. So class is a keyword, you need to define the class name. So inside class you can define docstring. So in the comment class I have discussed about a docstring. Okay, so Python comments are three types: single line, multi-line and then docstring. Docstring is used to define classes, functions, okay, and modules. Okay, so inside a class, after the class creation, after the class definition, if you write docstring, that will be displayed on output. Okay, so docstring. So here docstring is optional. Okay, so we all know class is a collection of variables as well as methods. Okay, docstring represents the description of class and it is optional. Okay, So variables may be instance variables, static variables, or local variables. Okay, so I will discuss what are the instance variables, static variables, and local variables in the next class. Okay, methods. Methods also may be instance methods, static methods, and class methods. Okay, so the doc string can be accessed by using the class doc. Okay, you need to use doc. So let's see the example. Here class name is a student. So this is student class with data. So I want to print this. If you want to print this, you need to use attribute that is doc. So student dot doc, then it will print this is student class with data. Okay, so that will be the output. Okay, next, so let's see one example how to create class and how to create object. So for creating object, the syntax is object name is equals to class name. So object name is equals to class name. For example, the object name is S is equals to the class name is student. So we are creating object for student class. So this is the syntax to create object. Okay, so let's see one example. Class student. So inside class it may contain methods and variables. Yes, so inside class it contains def init. So this is known as constructor. So I will explain constructor in the next class. Okay, so inside class it contains variables and methods. So it is also one method. So the parameters are self, x, y, z. Okay, there are 4 parameters. Next, yes number is equals to x. So that means whatever in the x, that will be stored in s number, whatever in the y, that will be stored in s name, whatever in the z, that will be stored in per. Okay, so first of all, the class contain 2 methods. Okay, do functions. When functions are executed, when you call the functions will execute it. So for calling functions in the class, you need to create object. Okay, so for example, for suppose this is all blueprint. Okay, this is all class contains variables and functions. Yes, so these two all functions and it contains variables also. So the class is a collection of variables and functions, and it is also known as blueprint. Yes. So what is the importance of blueprint? Blueprint is a design which is used to create objects. Okay, so here this is all blueprint. Okay, so you can create object and you can use the class. Okay, so for creating class objects you can use the class. Okay, so for example, blueprint is a class and house is an object. For constructing house, you need to use blueprint. Okay, so house is an object, blueprint is a class. Okay, so for creating objects, the syntax is object name is equals to class name. So object name is S1. So it is a user defined name. You can give whatever the name you want and you need to follow the identifier rules. Okay, so S1 is equals to student. So we are creating student object for student class and we are passing the parameters. Those are 107. So 107 is stored in X. Next Durga is stored in Y and 99.5 is stored in Z. Okay, so we are creating object and x. So what x contains? 107. 107 is stored in s number. Next Durga stored in s name and 99.5 is stored in percentage. So after that, okay, so when you create the object, the variables are initialized. Okay, so when you create the object, the values of variables are initialized. Next, I am calling the function display function by using object. So S1 is the object, S1 dot display. So the display function is called. So it will print student number, comma, yes number. Yes. Student name, yes name. Student percentage, percent, PR. So it will print 107, Durga 99.5. Okay, So in this way you can create the classes and uses the variables and functions inside the class. Okay, so note the self variable. Okay, so here it contains one self parameter, self variable inside class. Okay, so let's see here, just wait a second. So here it contains one self variable. Yes, so the self variable is used to point the object and similar to this keyword in Java. For example, so I am creating one more object s2 and for the same class student. Now I am passing the parameters. Those are 108, some name ABC and some percentage 95. Okay, so next I am creating one more object for the same class student. Now I want to pass the parameters 108, ABC and 95. Now the result will be 108, ABC and 95. So you can create number of objects for the same class and you can access all the methods and variables inside the class. Okay, so here self is used to point the current object. So first self is pointed to s1, next self is pointed to s2. If you create s3 s4 objects, then self is pointed to s3 and then self is pointed to s4. Self is used to point current working object. Okay, next self should be first parameter inside constructor and instance method. So in the next class I will discuss about constructor. Okay, so self is the first parameter inside the constructor. So that's why here we taken self. So what is the work of self? It is used to point current working object. Okay, current object. So I hope it is clear. So what is the class and what is object? So what is the importance of classes? Yes, so if you have any doubts regarding to regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.